And hello, everybody. I want to welcome you all to Yoel's Work From Home series. I'm David Perls, and it's nice to see all of you here. We'll give folks just another moment to arrive, and then we'll get started. Thank you for being here on time. We always like to invite people, if it's at all possible, to take your laptop or your phone outside. The only reason I'm not doing mine outside is because I'm in downtown San Francisco and there's often ambient sound, so it might be a little bit distracting. Otherwise, you can just find a comfortable place wherever you might be. And so I'm really excited to share this practice today. This is a practice that can help us move back into resilience. And there's going to be 4 simple steps that I will guide us through. And the guy who actually shared this with me, his name's Jeremy Hunter. He's a professor at Claremont Graduate University down in Southern California. And what we'll do is I'll guide you through this short practice, and then I will break you into small groups that you can discuss your experience during the practice, and then we'll come back to the larger group and just do a very informal share out. So with that said, I will begin the practice just by ringing the bells. And this is a good way just to come into presence. And so taking a moment to allow yourself to fully arrive in this moment. And you can find a comfortable position sitting in your chair. You may be lying down, wherever you might be, that's comfortable, that allows your mind to be both alert and relaxed. And with mindfulness, we can really cultivate a higher quality of attention. And the quality of your life really depends on the quality of your attention. And so oftentimes the first step is managing our own nervous system. And this practice can be really useful to find solid ground. And so I would invite you first to just notice what comfortable might feel like inside your body right now as you sit here, just allowing yourself to rest, coming into presence. Your eyes can be closed. They can also be open. Keep them with a soft gaze downward if that feels good for you. And just noticing what comfortable might feel like inside the body for you. Sensing into the gravity of the body being pulled downward, sensations in the body. And I'd like to next invite you to point your attention on an imaginary spot that's just about 2 inches below the navel. This is really the gravity balance point in the body, and it's the center of our energy. So being able to just place your attention on this spot about 2 inches below your navel. You might feel the sensation of the belly rising on the inhalation and then receding back on the exhalation. If it feels right for you, the invitation is even to put a hand on that area just so that you can sense into the body moving and pulsing. And now shifting your attention to the sensation of connection between your body and the seat. So just resting in the sensation of connection. Perhaps feeling the points of contact that your sits bones have in the chair. Points of pressure, points of warmth. And just taking a moment to notice all of the systems that are happening without your even having to think about them. Your breath rate, your heart rate, your muscle relaxation. Just allowing the body to be still, softening into this moment. Sitting with a sense of dignity, a sense of resolve, a sense of being complete, whole, exactly as you are in this moment. With your posture really reflecting this sense of wholeness. You might even experiment with inviting an uplifting through the spine so that you're sitting in a posture that's upright, not too firm or rigid, but not too slouched. And again, a posture that allows you to inhabit your own inner dignity, however that might look for you. A posture that allows you to have a relaxed and alert mind. And now shifting your attention to the sensation of connection between your feet and the floor. And just resting in this sensation of connection. Notice what changes here. As you soften into the body, maybe even noticing what comfortable sensations feel like for you. And just taking these moments to spend time and becoming familiar with them. Feeling into the sensation in the feet and noticing if there's any warmth or tingling or vibrating, pulsing. Noticing what's here. And if the sensations are neutral, then just noticing that neutrality. What does that feel like? And now imagine roots dropping from the bottom of your feet deep into the earth. If you become aware of uncomfortable sensations, then shifting your attention to places of comfort or even places of neutrality. Feeling a sense of connection to the earth. Feeling a sense of groundedness. And if you notice that your mind is drifted at all, simply put a soft, friendly mental note on wherever the mind is gone. You could say thinking, planning, remembering, or noticing any emotions. You can put a soft, friendly note on those emotions and then pause and reopening up back into the sensations of being rooted here into the earth, bringing the awareness right back to the sensations of feeling this groundedness, this connection with the earth. Noticing the sensations of being rooted and grounded, connected in with the earth, being present. And in just a moment, I'm going to ring the bells for us. Before I do that, there's a lovely poem that I wanted to share with you. It was written more than 2,000 years ago by Lao Tzu, and he writes, "Always, we hope, someone else has the answer. Some other place will be better. Some other time it will all turn out." This is it. No one else has the answer. No other place will be better. And it has already turned out. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. There is no need to run outside for better seeing, nor to peer from a window. Rather, abide at the center of your being, for the more you leave it, the less you learn. Search your heart and see the way to do is to be. Abide at the center of your being, for the more you leave it, the less you learn. Search your heart and see the way to do is to be. As you're feeling ready, opening your eyes, perhaps looking around the room where you are, or if you're outside in your environment. And I'd love to just debrief this with each of you and For some reason, these breakout rooms are not working. So we have a small group, so we can do a larger share out. And a few questions, I'll put those in the chat box for us. The first question is, what's changed since you began this practice? Maybe what shifted for you? The second question is, where did you feel the most grounded? Did you feel it 2 inches below the navel? Did you feel it while you were seated? Did you feel it in your feet? Or did you feel it when you were grounded in the last part? And I'll put these questions in the chat box for us, and we'd love to hear from you, how things went for you. You also need to unmute, so you may need to unmute yourself.
Can you share the questions again?
Yep, the questions are, what changed since you began the practice today? And then maybe, where did you feel the most sense of groundedness? Did you feel it the 2 inches below the navel? Did you notice it sitting? Did you notice it in your feet, or perhaps even the sensations of being grounded?
I'll go ahead. So it was a very somatic experience for me, and just being able to calm the mind, it really, really sets my body to calm down as well. It's very, very hard for me to do. And I was looking forward to it, as it's nighttime for me over here. And I actually felt most grounded in my legs, and thinking about where I was today, being able to be in a bit of the woods and the trees around, and I just felt connected to the earth in that experience. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Cindy. Where are you calling in from?
Calling in from London.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's just so important to recognize where you feel that sense of groundedness. And we'll do a very short practice towards the end of the call within the next few moments that you can come back to again and again throughout the day to recenter and renew. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. So I would like to share. I'm Kalyani Toleti, joining from New Jersey.
Hi.
So it calmed me down today because I was working on a few things and busy schedule. So made myself to come to this session, and it really helped me, and it's really worth. Thank you. So I feel much calmer. Then feel most grounded, I would say, like a belly part. Yeah, I think, yeah, like, from there, and even the legs, like I feel like the tinglingness, or like something flow, like, I don't know if that is the right thing, like, something's like, flowing, right, like, down. So
yes, exactly.
That was a feeling. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And so often it's the case that we're really living from the neck above, and these practices help us to connect mind and body, and being able to sense into them, and wherever area is most vivid for you is really what most matters, so that you can find that place of refuge and place of calm that you can access throughout the day. Thank you, Kalyani. We might have time for one more if someone wants to jump in. So the final practice that I would like to do, it's just called a one breath meditation. And this takes literally 15 seconds. It takes as long as it takes one to inhale and exhale. And so in this practice, what I want you to do is for the next inhalation and exhalation, bring your attention to that area in the body where you sense that sense of groundedness and connection. So that could be the 2 inches below the belly. It might be the connection with the seat, sensations in the legs, maybe the feet, a sense of groundedness with the earth, or maybe you notice it in your hands. Any place that you feel this sense of groundedness and connection in the body, just direct your attention there for the next inhalation and exhalation. And that's what we call a one breath meditation. And you can do that throughout the course of the day. It's a great check-in. I try to do it about every 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And it's a way for you to refresh and renew as you're moving throughout the day. So we have a couple of more minutes. If anyone has any final questions or insights that came up for you today.
This is Reinhard. Just want to say thank you. I've joined for the first time and I have to learn to concentrate better on the process and not get distracted. But my groundedness definitely is in my feet. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome, Reinhard. Thank you for being here. And these practices are so helpful for all of us navigating through these uncertain times. And so I'm finding myself relying on them more and more throughout the day. So before we go, may all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be living with ease. And may all beings be contented to whatever degree is possible. And I want to thank you all for being here for the You'll Work From Home series. And tomorrow we have Kat Atwell. She's of Project Helping, who's going to be leading a session on mental health storytelling. That will be at 1 o'clock West Coast time tomorrow. So hope that you can all join us for that. And thanks everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi, David.
Yes.
Yeah, can I just ask one question?
Sure.
Yeah, so today I've been trying to do some meditation, like sometime in the daily time. So, sometimes it just gets so hard to get away from those feelings, like either like, those anxious feelings or like, something has to be done, right? So in that case, like what kind of meditation would help? I mean, I started the meditation from like about few weeks now, but that is like one of the challenge like I have.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. And I just want to normalize that pretty much everybody these days on the planet is feeling the same sense of anxiety and all the other emotions that are associated with the uncertain times that we're going through. So first of all, I just want to normalize it. One thing that sometimes can be helpful is to put the attention on the sensations of anxiety in the body. And so I know for me, as an example, I might feel the anxiety, in my belly or maybe in the chest area, sometimes in the throat, and trying to actually feel the sensations as they're moving through the course of the breath. This can be really helpful because anxiety is happening when we're spending a lot of time in our heads and maybe ruminating, like so many of us are doing these days. And so you can try to shift the attention into the body to see how that goes. And other thing I might suggest too is to really focus, if there is a place of refuge or a place of centeredness that you're able to find for yourself. And just like we did in this practice, either 2 inches below the navel, you might also feel it in the seated posture and the legs, the feet, sense of groundedness, that you can bring your attention to that place of refuge and a place of calm. And that can also be really helpful to navigate through. It takes a lot of courage to be able to point our gaze into what's difficult. That includes anxiety, all the challenging emotions. And so recognize the courage that it takes to be able to do that and the strength that you have. And also be gentle with yourself too. And sometimes it may be tough to stay with those emotions, and that's perfectly fine too. It can be helpful to do some walking or some mindful movement, and that can also help to really work with the feelings of anxiety. How does that land for you?
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, so, I mean, most of the times, like, food is the comfort, right? So we tend to go towards like eating a lot of sweet stuff. Yeah, or sometimes I watch a movie or something, but yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the question too.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Any other final comments, questions, challenges? Okay, well, thank you everybody for being here. And oh, it looks like Kalyani might have a question.
No, that was from the before. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, David. Take care.
Bye, Z. Bye. See you, David. Bye, Jeffrey.